He just got paid. What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica, honey, and we down here. I'm in my Beyonce mode. That's my shit, y'all. What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. We are down here, honey. Girl, we got a little overcast today. The clouds look so pretty, honey. Girl, let me do this real quick. That's so pretty. I will share it with you. Yes. Gold links, raw denim. You know that we do it grande. You know that I'm going to be extra. Yes. Yeah. Like that, that. Ooh, la, la, la. Yes. Come on, bitch. Yeah, let me tell you something. Beyonce put her motherfucking foot. She put her entire body into this project, and that's what I was saying yesterday. I was like, how the fuck? I was like, how the fuck? How the fuck she didn't win? How the fuck she didn't win album of the year? That's how you know it's some foolishness. Cause like I'm with Jay-Z. They literally played the entire album. Like you can play the entire album and keep the party going. The only thing you're gonna have to skip over is Plastic Off the Sofa. That's the only thing you're gonna probably have to skip over but you can keep the party going, honey. Stop playing with me in this damn album, girl. Thank y'all for sharing all the I don't do concerts, but thank y'all for sharing all of the videos with me. I can't wait, Julian. I know you're gonna share your stuff with me. You already told me. And then I was really like looking to where she's not gonna be anywhere near me. So I was like, I don't feel like driving to go see Beyonce. It's not that serious, right? I'll catch the visuals. You all the visuals, baby. Girl, we down here, honey. So anyways, let's talk about what's on. Let's see, because, we don't have nothing to talk about. So let's talk about what's on the blogs, girl.
I sponsor the now. Yes. I sponsor the blog. Let me tell you something.
First thing I saw this morning, well, I'll say this. The last thing that I saved was Oprah coming down to the War Memorial Gymnasium. She's a part-time Maui resident. We know what's going on with the fires in Maui. Shout out to everybody on Maui. So they showed Oprah down there, helping the people out and stuff, So shout out to everybody on Maui. Let's go back. That was one of the first things I saw. Somebody said, I think somebody in the thing was like, that's the least she can do, or at least she showed up, right? She came with some donations, helping people with pillows and stuff, people who they lost their homes. And then remember we were talking about that 2 days ago, Little Tay, and how every major news publication had reported that she had died. And I was like, I hope she's not playing a joke, right? Yeah, it's a joke. It was a hoax. It was a hoax. At least it didn't cost us anything. Like Carly Russell. Well, I'm not in that state, but it didn't cost me nothing. But I knew it. I was like, I hope that's not true. I hope that's not it. But when you hear the stories about her parents and her and how they've exploited her and stuff like that, just they're on some weird shit, right? The price of fame, honey. People want to be famous. People want to be seen. I don't know. I said to myself, if I ran a blog, I would not post nothing of them ever again unless they paid for a blog, paid for a spot. I got to check this now because it's been acting real. Release the trade. Oh, that was Phor. I was like, who's laughing? Phor was on what is it called? Lip Service with Angela Yee, and she was asking him, Phor, we just talked about Phor the other day, yesterday, I think. So he's on Lip Service, and he was talking about his experiences with pegging, his experiences with trans women, and all this other stuff. So shout out to him for talking and being openly. We were just talking about this yesterday. I said it's good to see a conversation. He was talking about being attracted to trans women, and he was like, I mean, you're embodying woman, and that's what I'm attracted to. So that's what I'm attracted to. That's why I keep saying, like, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. But I said, if he's attracted to women and he's having sex with trans women, it would not make him gay because he's attracted to the woman. He's not attracted to the genitalia. And I think that's where everybody is just so, they got their claws around the genitalia. Like, that is supposed to define every single morsel of your existence as a soul having a human experience. And it's just like, how could you drop down into a body and then confine yourselves with the restrictions of some fucking constructs that were created to oppress you? Like, ugh. How do you run around? How do you run around enforcing that? Girl.
I just, girl, stop.
Girl, bye. So anyways, so shout out to Phor for sharing his experiences and being just, forthright in that, right? Raven Simone opens up about getting plastic surgery as a child star. I had 2 breast reductions and lipo before I turned 18. I remember her breasts being real big when she was younger. I remember them being really big. So I could see a breast reduction. Like, I'm not about to carry these things around like that. But she shared how she got sick. It was a mess just being young. I got 2 breast reductions and lipo. She suggests strongly that she gets her breasts done because people were constantly calling her fat. Yeah, her breasts were I remember Raven Simone's breasts being really big and like, dang. But I didn't think she was fat, but that's what will happen. That's what will happen, girl. But for me, a breast reduction, I don't see nothing wrong with getting a breast because her tits were big. And she was like, it would look like when I would see her on TV, it looked like her breasts were jutting so far out and her head was so far back. I used to be looking like, ooh, Raven Simone got some big ass titties. Sorry. So I could see, I would have been at the doctor's office too. Like, I'm not about to carry these things around with me all the live long day. Lower back hurting, shit. Weighing you down, gravity, shit. I'm gonna get a reduction. Spend that cash on your little harder, honey. Let me go back to the Jasmine brand. Yeah, I'm not mad at her. I mean, but 18. As long as, to me, I feel like when you're doing, like, I don't know about lipo because, like, the fat, I don't think you don't. I mean, how much fat do you have? I mean, I didn't think she was fat, anyways. But it's not my body. But the breast reduction, I totally understand. Reality star Hazel E settles divorce with ex-husband, awarded primary custody of their daughter, and agrees not to collect monthly child support nor spousal. What? So what? Let me tell you something. I don't even want to read this because I'm already pissed off. Girl, how the what? That nigga that Hazel E married. What was his name? Devon. I did not know Hazel E's name was Erica. I did not know that until right now reading this thing. Arica Adams. But why you name Hazel E? Because it doesn't sound good. Hazel A. I guess. Another celebrity, unless somebody misspelled it in this caption. But anyways, another celebrity couple finally officially bites the dust. According to the recent report from Radar Online, Love and Hip Hop alum Hazel E recently finalized her divorce from her ex-husband and has settled all legal matters regarding their split. Somebody said in the comments yesterday, it's like, I like on the flip side of thing, like, while y'all think that the title of wife is this valuable thing, and that you legally bind yourself to a man, you know, and how you have to do all of this stuff afterwards, and you ask yourself, how valuable is it? The investment that you put into that, what was your return? What was your return, girl? You got to pay the lawyer fees, the attorney fees, court fees. Girl, it's easier to break away when there's no legal binding. Honestly, that's less of a headache. And then somebody else in the comments, I got what you were saying because it was sarcasm. I think it was Nola Bars. It, they said, because I don't know the gender. See how you do that? I don't know the gender of the person. They said that like being the mother of a child is so bad. Like you're a baby mama. You're somebody's baby mama. Like like being the caregiver of a child is just so horrible, right? This idea that somebody makes you a baby mama, it's like yikes. No, you make father deficient children. That's what they're doing because it has nothing to do with me. Don't leave me out of it. Honestly, leave me out of it. I don't have nothing to do with that. I don't have nothing to do with that. That's why when the girls be around here insulting women by calling them I'm the wife and you're the baby mama, it's like all you're doing is putting value on the man's presence when it's actually the man's absence from the child's life that needs to be called out, not the woman being single. That don't have nothing to do with the kid. This child is father deficient. He got his mama. Yeah. But you just a baby mama. You weren't valuable enough for him to wife you. I don't like it. As reported, Hazel E. back in November, she announced she was leaving Devon. Devon was very immature. They get with these young dudes, and it's weird. You get with these young dudes. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, child. It says, announced she was leaving her marriage 2 years after saying I do. Now, reports state that as of August 8th, the former pair are officially untethered and has successfully hashed out their post-marriage affairs. Hazel will maintain primary custody of their daughter, Ava, while Waller will have joint custody with visitation every other weekend. The report notes that the child's father must maintain suitable accommodations for overnight visitation. Additionally, the pair agreed to split any medical costs for their daughter that isn't covered by insurance. As far as child support goes and spousal support goes, it seems the former star will not enjoy either. Reportedly, Hazel's monthly gross income was reported to be $5,000, while Waller's was reported as $1,200. Thus, he'd only be required to fork over $165 a month for their child. However, the report states Hazel and Waller worked out a deal where she agreed not to collect monthly child support and noted that she will not receive alimony either. You don't have nothing. I need more nudity and ecstasy. Yes. Hazel reportedly retained ownership of her business, all bank accounts, retirement plans, as well as her 2017 Charger. The report notes, however, the car is planned to be sold and the former will split the proceeds. Her maiden name will be restored. You did all of that and just for two, all that's all it's like crazy what you invested, and then at the end you end up, what is that to that man? Like, that's what I'm saying, particularly to that dude Devon. That was weird. That relationship with that dude was so weird. It was like, she claimed she suffered mental and physical abuse throughout her marriage, says she ended things because she didn't want to be controlled. It's like, you get into these relationships, it's really funny because it is a role that y'all be playing. Y'all say it's not a performance, it is a whole fucking show, a stunt and a show, okay? Y'all get into these relationships with these niggas that don't have as much as you, but in order to placate to his ego, you transform into a pretzel and become this dumb person that needs to be taken care of. For what? For him to turn around and try to control you because he feels that because he's a man, and now I'm in a relationship with this person who will play the role of a wife. So valuable. I tell you, a lot of these men, the last place they have power and control is in a marriage, and they just need you to perform. That's all they need you to do, honey. Do a double axel for their ass, okay? And land in your wedding dress. I'm the wife. And then in 2 years later, you don't get no spousal. He didn't have nothing. Like, to me, that was a bad business decision, Hazel E. You even went as far as changing your last name. Yikes. Let me read the comment. I'm gonna read a couple comments. She is showing us that she is not a bitter woman and she could do it on her own. The way y'all give these niggas an out, baby. 'Cause I can see the light in you. Girl. Y'all give these niggas an out. That's why they know they can do whatever the fuck they want. And this is a person with a picture of a woman in their profile. He can take care of his child without order from the court. We'll see. Because the only way these niggas know how to behave is if they have a white man in their pocket. That's why they want to be able, don't get the white man in our business, because then I'm going to have to actually be consistent. Keep them out of my business so that the community can encourage me to be ain't shit and the women will give us an out. How they surviving off of those incomes? Right. Photo shoots every 2 weeks. And you make $5,000 a month. I don't believe that, Hazel E. Don't you ever switch it up. Talk to me nice. Hey, I'm confused as to why people are confused about their incomes. Billy Porter is a notable actor, had to sell his home because of an acting strike. These celebs have to chase their money, meaning they have to actively seek promotional deals, club hostings, reality show checks, acting gigs, etc. There's nothing wrong with it because that's their career. Also, a lot of people live off of credit cards. You better not be. It's 2023. You better not be living off of no credit cards. No child support, probably because he takes care of his child. Watch. Hazel Lee's going to be down here in 6 months complaining about how he's not consistent with taking care of his child. A lot of the times you have to get the court involved in order to make sure that the person is consistent, because otherwise they have an out. The whole community will give them an out. The first comment, she's showing us that she's not bitter. So when you put a person on child support, that means you're bitter. You see the association? So I don't want to look bitter. I don't want the community to say that I'm a bitter person. So I'm not going to seek financial support from you to take care of your child. I'm just saying. Does anyone fight for their marriage anymore? Nobody needs to fight. If you're fighting for a marriage, girl, put the gloves down. Sit it out. You shouldn't have to fight for a marriage. You shouldn't be fighting. Fighting? Fighting for what? Peace? When somebody's being physically and mentally or whatever abused, whatever abuse the person has decided they want to inflict on the other person, whatever act of terrorism, y'all want the people to fight through that when you have an option to get out of it and to not why would I maintain a relationship with someone who doesn't honor me by putting their hands on me? Girl, what the fuck? Y'all stupid. Y'all so stupid. Somebody said, y'all throw the word celebrity too willy-nilly for me. These ain't celebrities. They really not. Cardi B shares an update of her natural hair journey. Slams critics for suggesting her Latina genes are responsible for her hair length. Where was the genetics when I was in high school? Because her hair was short. She had a little chopped off hair. She said she'd been going through her hair journey. And then somebody was like, why would she be selling hair products to black women? Why would black women buy anything from Cardi B? I was like, when did she say she was marketing her hair products to black people? That's crazy. I was like, y'all just be trying to, like, let me see what I could be mad at. Let me see what dog whistle I can blow. Girl, go play.
I just, girl, stop.
4040 Club is closing after 20 years. Damn. I remember when the 4040 Club opened. 20 years? That's a long time. That's a long time. He had a good run. According to Andrea Thomas, a spokesperson for the company, the club closed its doors at the end of July and plans to reopen at a new location. Okay, so they're just closing at one location. Since its opening, noted numerous high-profile celebrity events. Rapper J. Cole would host secret shows at the venue when he first signed to Roc Nation. In 2012, they went under a $10 million renovation, which took over a year to complete. It's intended to make it more competitive in the newer clubs in downtown Manhattan. Jay-Z said at the time, I wanted to retain a feel of a clubhouse, a relaxed place to interact with friends. Throughout the years, the 4040 Club grew into a small chain of bars and restaurants throughout the country. In addition to the primary venue, the club also has locations in Las Vegas, Atlantic City, Atlanta, and the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. The Las Vegas location closed in 2008, just a year after its opening. It's at the Atlantic City Club closed in 2013. They had to shut down for health code violations during the same time. Rumors that it did not meet their labor standards. They were also sued by a former chef. I honestly didn't know the 4040 Club had that many locations, honestly. So they're just going to open in a new location. Probably bigger and better. What? Who said this? James Brown. What's that noise? Is that a motorcycle? James Brown was used as a stand-in for Little Richard when he couldn't make his gigs. What? What do you mean just stand in, not like act like he's him, right? James Brown would dress up like him and take his gigs, girl. Shut up. Oscar-nominated filmmaker Lisa Cortez screened her new documentary, Little Richard, I Am Everything, at Martha's Vineyard Film Festival this week and made a big revelation. During a Q&A session, Cortez informed the crowd that James Brown would sometimes act as a stand-in for Little Richard. Little Richard would get so busy that he had no time to fulfill all his gigs, so his protege, James Brown, would dress up like him and take his gigs. Girl, that is amazing. Although many think Elvis Presley was the first rock and roll legend, Cortez, her rock and roll doc reminds fans that Little Richard was, okay? Richard Penniman, yes. The originator, the emancipator, the architect of rock and roll. Come on, bitch.
And I am the originator. And I still say, woo!
Little Richard influenced rock and roll legends Mick Jagger, David Bowie, and James Brown. The new documentary tells the story of a black queer origins in rock and roll, exploding the whitewashed canon of American pop music, and to reveal the innovator, the originator, Richard Penniman. Yes, I can't wait to see this.
And I've been singing for years. I am the architect of rock and roll. They never gave me that.
I know that is so, like, I think that is so dope. He used to fill in for him. I need to see some footages of that. That's amazing. Shout out to the Jasmine brand. That was a good post. That made me feel good. That made me feel real good. I got all the feels. I could feel it. Yes. With a waist that wine like this. Tip, tip, tip. Across the board. Yes. Lil Tay is not dead. We already talked about that hood rat. Okay, let's see. A lot of men would have sat there and lied. Yep. A Black Ink crew, Phor opens up about his sexual experience with a trans woman. And then it from the Jasmine brand, they said, I appreciate his honesty because some men would have sat there and lied. It's gotta feel free to not give a fuck about what people think. Amen to that. Shout out. That's what I'm saying. Like, I have to give him his props because there's not a lot of, especially like, he's dark skinned, buff, masculine, presenting black men. They would rather lean into hyper masculinity, teetering on toxic masculinity, and hide who they are, be, get angry and be all, like, what's his name? Dr. Dre. I feel like I want him to live in his truth too, because he seems like he's a ticking time bomb. Whenever he talks, it seems like he's just under so much stress and pressure. When he had that aneurysm, I said I could feel, I know that, because he looks like a ticking time bomb, like he's just holding in all of these repressed feelings. That's why you get so angry with women and want to violate women and harm women, because you mad because you can't live in your truth, and you mad that you gotta sleep with the person that you don't want to sleep with. And then you get mad at them and take out all of your anger and frustrations out on them because you can't live in your truth. You've been confined to this box because your community doesn't like your kind. So you have to perform this shit to the point where you will kill somebody over that shit. I can't even imagine that existence. I can't even imagine it. And I can't even imagine trying to put someone in that box. Like, here, get in here, get into this box. Ooh, no way, Jose. Free, liberated, right? Living like we ain't got time. Yada, yada, yada. Straight women, your options in the dating pool for straight black men is shrinking. I just want to know how straight women feel about this. They're scrambling. I posted that to Twitter the other day. It's really sad. If you are a person who wants to partner with a heterosexual man, there's some realizations and some truths that you're going to have to come to terms with. I said it on Twitter yesterday. Hold on. I said the girls are scrambling and weary, being snatched out of their cognitive dissonance while coming into the forced awareness and unwilling acceptance that these niggas like men and do not like women. I think there's a lot of people in denial. A lot of people in denial. A lot. And there is so much in denial that black women who are in heterosexual relationships, 91% of those HIV cases are you. Because there's a cognitive dissonance and a denial that's happening. And y'all don't want to admit it. And what's crazy is first of all, one, like somebody said in the comments, why are we responsible for men being deceptive to us? They're not being deceptive. You have too many stories. Listen, I be in community with the kids. So I see y'all husbands and y'all boyfriends in their DMs asking for some ass or their dick to be sucked. That's why I'm like, y'all living in a fantasy world. And these men are putting your lives at risk. And then somebody else in the comments said, when you look at the social image of black men and where they stand on every social score, they're the highest in a lot of degeneracy. They are. And you're going to have to come to terms with that, especially if you're looking at them to be potential partners. Shout out to the single and celibate. Hello. Shout out to y'all. Stay safe out there, y'all, for real. Nobody's placing blame on anybody to be held responsible for the deception of another person. You can't be held responsible. However, you have to acknowledge that that community is not received well. So you have to come to an understanding, like, okay, I understand why these people are hiding who they are. I understand why they're doing it. I understand it. Because when people show us who they are, the way that y'all ridicule them, the way that people are treated when they show you who they are, there's some people who are afraid to live in that truth. And some of them just enjoy deceiving you. That's the other part of it, y'all. That's the other part. Media really got black men out here. I mean, y'all out here. Y'all want to know? Like I'm saying it. And it's like, you want to know, but then you're like, why we need to know that? Because y'all keep asking these niggas to live in their truth. And now that they living in their truth, you're just like, no, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. You want to ignore the truth. Somebody literally said they're bringing awareness to DL men. Girl, what? These niggas have been DL for generations. What are you talking about? Bringing awareness means that you're finally opening your eyes and accepting it. Is that what's happening? Privacy and secrets are endangered species now. But next week you're gonna be like, I just live in your authentic truth. But now you want them to keep it a secret, girl. Which is it? Y'all confusing me. Phor dropped his OnlyFans. He said, come see about it. Since you want to know. Somebody said, I really enjoyed this interview and I appreciate him being so open and honest. I may or may not agree with some of the things he shared, but I do respect him for being so candid. It's tough out here being a black man and then being your true authentic self, especially when it comes to sexuality. Especially when it comes to sexuality. From what I can tell, this is a healthy, honest dialogue between a black heterosexual male who is open about his sexual experience and black heterosexual women. No public shame here. He likes what he likes and he owns it, and they respect him. And no, he didn't say if he engaged with the trans woman. No, that's what you're projecting in your mind. That's none of our business if he shared it. A lot of you are on other platforms, need to grow up. Great job, Angela Yee and Lip Service. Somebody says, I hope him sharing his story allows others to get more comfortable with being their true selves. Bruh, society is getting more weird. Yeah, getting more queer. Accept it. You have no other choice. Getting more weird, getting more queer. Yes, it is. Girl. And then do y'all realize in those statements where you think something is weird is because it doesn't fit into the box, a confined box, and what you're upholding, that same box is used to oppress you, and y'all just be climbing in the box willingly. Like, girl, please break the chains. Just say you swing both ways. We don't need the details. What are you talking about? Girl, yes, we do need the details. We want to know. If the people want to know his experience, he's on a show where they talk about sex. So if he want to talk about his experience, pegging, trans women, whatever, girl. Yeah, remember I was talking about Sexy Red yesterday and how she said she don't use condoms? And then there's a post on the Jasmine brand where she answers the phone while she's being interviewed by Little Yachty, and her boyfriend is in jail. Her boyfriend is in jail, and she makes announcements that she doesn't use condoms. I'm just saying. Somebody said Kanye West's body odor has been a turnoff to his wife, Bianca Censori. It's a serious stench. What? He layers his clothes. He's dripping with sweat. But what? So if he stinks, he's not obviously not eating right. If he stinks, he's not eating right. A girl, I think the girl said he's trying to hide his body. He gained a little weight. He's trying to cover up him having gained weight. That's sad. Like all the shit, the men be suffering too. Like they be suffering, girl. Can you imagine? The same shit, the same boxes they want to put you in, they suffer from the same shit. It's so crazy. Just getting her walk on. Come on, pregnant lady. That's right. You gotta walk. Stay walking if you're pregnant, if you're able. Stay moving. Stay moving. It's amazing that a body can grow inside of another person. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy? When you think about it, you got a whole person in there with feet and hands and a head and eyes. A whole developed, like a whole person is coming out. Like, what? Do y'all ever think about that? I'd be like, damn, that shit is crazy. The human body. Every time I use a bathroom, I'd be like, the human body is so amazing. Because it's like elimination. It's like I'm getting out of your system what you don't need. It's amazing. And then you have a group of people who are able, some who are able to grow an entire person inside of their body. Crazy. That's crazy. That's wild. So Kanye West put some deodorant on, honey. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to talk about. What time? It was 42. Kanye West. Candace Owens says Kanye West cannot be canceled following his performance with Travis Scott. This like, I don't know what it is, like this fake ass war with society of being canceled. People don't get canceled. I think when we're saying you want to cancel someone, is like you want them to be accountable be accountable and then responsible for their behavior in society, right? Nobody's necessary. I mean, like Daniel Caesar, his ass got canceled. The fuck? People did not support him at all. But people probably still support him, just not on a grander scale, and it's not as visible. People are not publicly supporting him. Nobody's really being canceled, you know? And this fake fight that people have with society, like, you can't cancel me, girl. You're not being canceled. People just want you to be held accountable and then responsible for your behavior and how you show up, knowing that you have the influence and reach that you have. Like, that's all. There's still a lot of people who support what's a face. Oh, her tattoo is pretty. Let's see. Neighborhood talk. Let me come right back. Take care of each other. Protect your energy, okay? Let's come right back. We'll talk about a few more stories. I got about 10 or 15 more minutes, okay? All right, peace.